Today in maths, we're going to be looking at something called volume. And so we're going to answer the question, what is volume? Now, this builds on our knowledge of finding the area of a shape. That's how much there is on the surface, and the perimeter of a shape, which of course is all the way around the outside. So let's have a look at our first type of example, and we will answer that question, what is volume? Well, volume is how much makes up that shape. So look at the green shape here, and you can see that it's been built from a series of smaller cubes. And we have to complete the stem sentences at the bottom here. So there's just a sentence with a gap in it. And we've got to say how many 1 centimetre cubes make up this large green cuboid shape. And however many centimetre cubes, that is its volume. Well, a good way to do that is, now of course looking at this we can't see all of the cubes because some of them are behind others. And so this is what we need to do. Look at the layer on top. And if we look at the layer on top, we can see how many cubes actually make up this shape. And I'm just going to put my pointer on here. Okay, so let's see all the cubes I can see. I've got 1 there, 2, 3, 4. There's a cube there, I can see 2 sides of that, so that's 5. Remember, I'm counting cubes, not the faces that I can see. This one here is a whole cube there, so that's cube number 6. This one here is another cube, so that is 7. This one here is another one, that's 8. One here is 9, and this one here would be 10. So I'm counting how many cubes I can see. I'm not counting all the faces. You need to be clear of that. So on the top layer, I can see 10 cubes. So that means that if the top layer is 10 cubes, then there must be another 10 cubes along the bottom layer for these top cubes to sit on. Okay, so I'm going to say that this whole green cuboid is made up of 20 cubes, 10 on the bottom and 10 on the top. And if there are 20 cubes, that means its volume is 20 centimetres. And this time, can you see the 3 there? Now with area, it's a little 2, meaning squared, because area is length times width. With volume, we're dealing with 3 dimensions. We have a length down here. That's the length. We have a width here. And we also with 3 dimensions, we have a height. So we've got 3 dimensions. So that's why we have this little 3 here, which means 3D. That's meaning cubed, not squared, cubed. Okay, so 10 cubes on the top layer, another 10 on the second layer. So that makes 20 cubes. And there we go. 21 centimetre cubes. So the volume is 20 centimetres cubed. Let's have a look at another example. Count the cubes to work out the volume of these cuboids. Okay, well, A here has only got 1 layer. And I can see 1 row of 4 cubes there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see another row of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have got 4 rows of 4 cubes. So that means there are 16 cubes in A, so it's 16 centimetres cubed. Let's have a look at B. Now I can see this layer here, this top layer. So I've got 1 there, 2 there, 3, 4, 5. This one on the end is 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. I've got 12 cubes on the top layer. Remember, I'm counting the cubes, not the faces. So if I've got 12 on the top layer, it stands to reason I've got 12 underneath that they're sitting on. So I'm going to say there are 24 cubes there, which means that B is 24 centimeters cubed. Let's see if I'm right. And there we go. We can also have volume in liquid. Now I've got 3 containers here, and I've got to match the correct volume to each container. Now I need to look at these scales and look at them very carefully. This is 100, and I don't know what these are, but if it's 100 from the bottom up to there, and that's about the same, I can safely say that one's going to be 200, 300, 400 I'm thinking, and there is a 400 there, but let's just check. This one's 1,000 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and each one is 10. So 10 gaps. So that means each one of those represents 100 milliliters. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. And there's a 600 there. Oh, this one's a little bit easier because I've got 20, 40, 60. And this one, halfway between 40 and 60. And there's a 50 there. So I'm going to say that one goes to that one. That one goes to that one. And that one goes to that one. Let's see. Yes, I'm absolutely right. Okay. And the last one. True or false? The volume of this cuboid is 20 centimeters cubed. Well, now I know how to find volume. I'm counting the cube. So let me just check. 1, 2, 3. That one there is 4. This cube here is 5. This cube here is 6. That one's 7. That one's 8, because I'm remembering I'm counting the cubes, not the faces. So it's 8 cubes on that top layer, which means that it's sitting on another 8 cubes underneath. Can't see them all, but they're there. So actually, I would say that that is wrong because this shape has a volume of 16 centimeters cubed. And there we go. That's the correct answer. So I've said whether it's right or wrong, and I've explained why. Okay, it's your turn to have a go now. Do the sheet which is most appropriate to you, either D, E, or GD. If you do one of the lower sheets and you feel confident, then move on to a higher sheet.